Hi friends! Happy lunch break to a lot of you. I just thought I'd pop on because it is the time of year when we want to change and we set these awesome goals, and as soon as we stop being consistent with trying to achieve them, we just give up on them and wait until the new year. So I thought I'd pop on and share some things that I've been learning personally with my personal development, and thought, hey Kaylee, and I thought I'd share some of the things that I've been learning with my personal development. And so I've been going through, I'm a huge fan of Brendon Burchard. I heard him over the summer when I went to my coaching conference, and I've been hooked on reading all of his books and listening to all of his podcasts recently. So like in all my free time, I'm always playing his podcasts in the background. And today's was all about change, and I figured it's perfect timing because it's that time of year. And I thought I'd encourage you with some things on how to stay consistent with change and why we don't keep up with that change throughout the entire year. So he gave 3 things, the 3 costs to change, and they are uncertainty, judgment, and because the struggle. And so he said at the very beginning, people are not willing to accept the price of change because of the uncertainty, the judgment, and the rejection that we're going to get, and the struggle that it's going to give us. And so we just don't change. We accept the way that we are, whether that's physically or mentally, or with our job, or with our spouses, or with our kids, with our family. With our friendships. We just accept that that's how they're going to be, and we don't make the effort to change them, even though there's so much more potential in each of those aspects of our lives. And so is it worth it to you to change those things, to make them how you visualize and would like them to be? Is it worth it in the end to go through those struggles and the judgment and the uncertainty to change it to how you would love it to be? And so with the uncertainty, you don't know how it's going to end up. You don't know. There's a ton of unknowns. I'm a big planner, and I like to know how it's going to be at the end of it. And not knowing how, when I was fired from my job and I quit my job, my second job, I didn't know what was going to happen with me growing this business or how it was going to work out. I could have easily given up because it's just a persistence job to building your business. So, but it's the same thing with working out. If you don't stick with it, you're not going to get the results that you want. And so, when you start a new diet or a new workout plan, you don't know how it's going to be in the end for you, because everyone gets different results differently. And so you don't see results happening quickly, and so you just give up on them. Hi, Daddy. Love you. And so we, with uncertainty, you're able to go through the processing and the growing and the achieving at the rate that you want to, instead of just being stagnant and stuck with where you want to be. You will figure it out. I want to encourage you. If you stick with it, you will slowly figure it out, but you have to take those daily steps to stick with it. So, everything is figure outable. That's what we like to say in my team. You will figure it out. If you want something to change, you will figure it out. So the first one is uncertainty. The second one is judgment and rejection. Other people aren't going to understand what you're going through because they're not going through it. It's not their journey, it's yours. And so, even people like I struggled with postpartum depression. I've met a lot of moms who have struggled with the same thing, but their struggle and my struggle were not the same. And how I overcame it and how they're overcoming it is not the same. But we still band together, and we sort of figured things out together, and we figured out what worked for best for us. And so I love sharing that this is how it worked for me, but it's not necessarily going to work for you, but maybe this part and this part will work for you, and you'll figure out something else from someone else that will work for you. But like I said before, you will figure it out. Hey Steve, how are ya? And also, your past does not define you. I have a super hard time with this because I am super introverted, and I let a lot of people's judgment and rejection sort of loom over me, and I care a lot about what other people think of me, even though they don't understand what I'm going through. And that should most definitely not be the case, because they don't understand it completely. They can understand it to a point. Maybe they've been through something similar, but their journey is not my journey. And so the biggest part is before I was putting my dreams on hold because of their judgment, and I was afraid of what those people would think of me if I was, doing this coaching or quitting my job and, putting my family at risk and, not making an income or having to struggle and going through all of this. But again, we figure it out as we go, and we work on it daily. And so I just decided one day back last year sometime that people are going to judge no matter what, and you can't let that control you, or you can't put your dreams on hold because they don't want you to achieve your dreams. I'll just say it. They're jealous that they're not achieving those dreams as well, and that they're stuck, and that they don't want to change. I said it. Some tough love. Bye, Daddy. Have fun at work. And so, some tough love for you. Don't put your dreams on hold because other people are judging you. They have no right to judge you and your journey of you trying to figure things out and you trying to figure out your life. And so it is your dreams. You go for them and you figure it out. And then also, if we don't share what our dreams are for our family, for our jobs, for our success, for our team, for whatever it may be, if we don't share them, hey Jamie, then people won't want to follow you and see how you succeed. And so if you're not sharing about that journey of how you are being successful and how they can be successful as well, they're not going to want to follow you. And so that's why I post so much on social media about how this company is changing me, and how these workouts are so helpful for me with being a stay-at-home mom and not having a car to even leave the house because my husband is working. And how, this works for me because maybe this will work for someone else because they see me being successful and getting results either in my business or in, my mental state, or how my family's growing, or how I'm getting, the physical results with these at-home programs. If they don't see me getting success, then they will automatically know that they're not going to get success. So, people are going to judge you, but you have to accept that some people are also going to want to follow you and see, oh, they're being successful, so I want to do that as well. And so, sorry, I have notes, so I'm just going to turn the page. I'm almost done. So, and also, the more you grow, the more people are going to judge you because they see that you are getting results and they're not. And they're tired of being stuck. I think I've said this before already. They want to grow, but they're not willing to make that change to grow. And lastly, you don't know how successful you're going to be. And so that's super stressful because you can't plan that ahead of time. If everything was easy, none of us would grow. None of us would learn. None of us would be able to experience and value that pain that we want to get to where we are. And so that's why it's not easy. That's why it's a struggle. And that's why people give up and don't want to do it, because they don't want to change, because they don't want to have to go through the struggle. I firsthand experienced this. My husband experienced this when I decided to not go back to work and quit my job working as a preschool teacher. There was a ton of unknowns, but I knew that I could figure it out, and I knew that people were going to judge me because I wasn't working and bringing in an income, and would rather stay at home with my boys. I went through a ton of judgment for that. And you know, I still do, because I'm not making the income that I really would like to be. But I understand that the struggle that we are going through is going to be so much better once we get to that point with my family. And so we are going and running full force to our dreams, and we are ignoring the judgment and the rejection and the naysayers and the people that just want to bring us down because they don't want to change. But Ryan and I were sick of the life that we were at. We were sick of our jobs, and we were sick of the people that were telling us, no, you can't do that. And we just decided, you know, we're going to go through the struggle, and we are going to be better, and we are going to give our family a better life. And that is what we've done. We are currently going through it. And that's just, you know, that's how life goes. So if you want to go through and really chase your dreams, go for it. Ignore the rejection. Ignore the judgment and the naysayers. And, you know, accept that change is hard and that it's going to happen. But know that you can figure it out. I know you can figure it out. So my challenge to you is challenge to change, accept that change, and work at it every day and show up for yourself every day. So go for your dreams, guys. Have a great one.